Hi guys, it's Andre with AndreReese.Biz. I'm back with another one of these videos. And so I did one of these originally before. We had went on a Virgin Voyage 7-night cruise out of Miami. We ended up going to Grand Cayman, Bimini, as well as Jamaica. So we just got back off of another 5-day one for our anniversary. And so the original one we went on was for Valentine's Day. This one was for our anniversary. And we ended up going to a total of 2 ports. So we ended up going to Cozumel, which we had a fantastic time, as well as Bimini, which is always a lot of fun. So I want to do another follow-up video. So I want to show you guys what I ended up bringing on this 5-night cruise, and I want to kind of go over what I ended up using and what I didn't use, and want to give you guys some insight that I've gained along the way. So here we go, let's go ahead and get started. So let's just jump right into the easiest one. So you guys know I use a CPAP machine. So I brought that. There's nothing really for me to show you. I've already taken it out of here and I've already used it since I've gotten home. But I think the only unique thing that I have in here is that I always have a cap for my head at night when I go to bed. That way I don't end up, pulling my hair out, that kind of a thing. And then I have a backup battery, and this is good for several days. Just in case there's no power outage, I can still sleep. I think I probably get 3 days of use out of it, so that's pretty much the whole thing. So let's jump right into my bag. So this is the bag that I actually carry on my back, and I always have, I've taken them off, but I always keep a couple of these carabiners on here, and then I always have my brag tag, which shows that I'm executive platinum. And then I ended up bringing with me, what I'm doing now, I'm actually drinking at a minimum 3 of these a day. This is like 32 ounces, but really 4 is a good goal. This allows me to easily be able to keep track of that. So I kept this on me, and just so it doesn't fall off, I have another clip here on top that I use to clip the beverage container right there. So that was what I had there on my bag, and this is just a sling bag. And it's heavy duty. I also have a smaller version of it, but this is what I used on the cruise to kind of get myself there and get myself back. I always have the GoPro. I'm using the GoPro now, which you guys can see. And let me just show you here. So the GoPro got used quite a bit. This is what I keep with me. And then inside this package is, I have my headphones. I've got the bass, as well as an extra microphone if needed. Got some batteries, not a battery, but I've got a light if need to. I didn't use that at all, but I used this multiple times, used that a bunch of times also to the case. And then inside of here, I have my wallet, of course, use that. And so that's got my identification, etc. And there's a couple bags in here. So I have my laptop, use my laptop every day. And this is just a MacBook 16 Pro, or actually it's a MacBook Pro, it's a 16 inch is what it is. I had some miscellaneous documents with me, so I had it in this folder here so they don't get damaged. Use that. And then I always travel with what I call a little jump pack. And I'm using these bags now, here, these vacuum bags. And inside of here, if I ever get stranded in the airport, which has happened before when we had the gigantic shutdown that took place. I've got, oh, actually no, this is just my jacket. So I have my jacket just in case I need to use that. It gets cold. I have it compressed, where it doesn't take up very much space. And then I have my headphones, not my headphones, but I've got my sunglasses. So those are close by. I've got a couple plugs also as well. These I use. They're expandable, retractable, and they work out great for plugging them into the seat or whenever you need to get power from a USB. Those are all right there. I've got my passport that I have. Of course, I use that to get onto the ship, and then that's pretty much it. And the rest of the time, it just kind of stayed in the safe. And then from there, I have this pocket here that has miscellaneous items in it. And so let's see what we got here. Pull this out. So it's very, very hot and very humid, and I had, right here, you can see it, I've got electrolytes that are right there to enhance my water. Used a lot of those, my wife used them too. This is also straight up lemon juice to help balance with citrates and stuff. I got a little bit of ibuprofen, just a couple pills. I think I only took one of those one day. Got some cloves for fresh breath. We got some chapstick. And inside of here is actually lemon powder. So it's dried lemons, and I could just add this to my water to keep my, to add a little bit of citrate to the water. This is just straight up mints, chapstick. And then this is a business card holder. And so I've got some new business cards now, which are right here. So you can see them front and back. So if I had an opportunity to give somebody a card, I definitely was able to do that there, but I didn't do it on this trip. Then I have kind of like my little grab bag, which is what I use, that has like most of the utilitarian type stuff that I would need. And so in here, I've got a back-facing camera. I didn't use that I can use to link to my phone. That way I can see what I'm shooting through the real good front-facing camera. I've got a battery, used that a few times. And pretty much all the stuff here I've used, except for really the camera, the back monitor, I should say. This is just a stand for my phone. Use that a lot on the plane. I got a rear-facing, I got a battery here that connects, that allows me to, actually it's a light is what it is. It runs off battery, you know, and so this allows you to illuminate yourself if you're in the dark. We didn't use it at all. More of these plugs here, I use those definitely. And then I always carry with me this like shotgun type thing for my phone. I did not use that at all. I didn't use the grip, but I did use this with my selfie stick. So this goes around my phone. I got a couple of lenses cleaner here. Use that type of stuff. This is what's left, and that's the bag. And so pretty much that's most of the stuff that is in here, as you can see. So there's a few more things here. Let me move this right here. Okay, so this is my jump pack. And actually, I bring a flashlight with me. You're being a fella, you can never be too ready. This is rechargeable. You never know, you might need a little bit of light. And then this is my jump bag. That is the one I was trying to tell you about before. It's compressed, and then I keep a pair of socks in here. I've got a pair of underwear. I've got a neck brace in case I have to sleep sitting in one of the chairs. Keep myself upright so I'm not doing the neck dance. I got a shirt, and I also have a t-shirt in here as well. So this is everything I need to change myself out except for my shorts. I can usually survive like another day with those if need be until I get to a hotel. This is the final items in here. So I always have an extra bag. So if I ever have to check my carry-on that has all my electronics in it, you can't put the battery stuff underneath the plane. So I've got this bag here I can throw everything in. And then this is just miscellaneous Imodium, as well as like cough drops if I start coughing on the plane. So this is my main go bag that I carry on my back that's got everything in it. So let me move all this stuff here off to the side, and let's keep the party going. So this is the other bag that I carry with me onto the plane. This is a check bag. It's the official regulated check bag size. Pretty much everything that goes in here is really mostly stuff that has a battery in it for the most part. So there's a few other things that end up here. And so I take that big bag with me, but when I'm out and about on the shore, you know, walking around or walking around on the ship, I want to carry quite a bit of stuff with me. I bring a second bag that I put under shrink wrap, which is these compression bags. And so this is just a regular, if you catch me on the street, out in the neighborhood walking around, I'll have this on me, and this just has all of my stuff that I need, will fit inside of there. So this comes in handy, I use it all the time. And there's a bag, and then there's a second bag in here if I need to bag stuff up. I need a second bag for whatever reason, I got that. And this is my selfie stick. I use this thing all the time, and that one other piece right here that I was talking about, that goes on it to hold my phone. All good. I've got some pain medicine here, in case I had a flare up. I've got one item here I'm not going to show you guys. So brought my calculator with me. I use this thing all the time here at the house, you know, when I'm doing work. So it's nice to have a second calculator. And then I always talk about this. I use a bidet, a portable bidet sprayer. and it has a low capacity tank on it, but you can also screw on water bottles. So I typically will have to fill this up twice in order to get myself a good wash on my bum when I'm using it. But if I fill this up one time, it works great, and I don't have to stop and refill it up. So I use that all the time, of course. And then this is my dual monitor setup. I've showed you guys this before in the past. In total, I have 3 monitors. I think these monitors are like 17-inch. They're in a clamshell. And so it allows me to have 2 monitors stacked plus the one that's on my laptop, and that works out great. And then the other stuff I have over here, just kind of showing you guys real quick. All right, so we have, I'll show you these in a second. So I had of course, my toothbrush and water pick attachment, and so I use this all the time, every day, multiple times a day. And then this is the little pump that I use to suck the bag closed. So use that, of course, before the trip, during the trip, and after the trip. And then I have my clippers here. And so I use this to shave my face. Marilyn gives me touch-ups on my fade and stuff like that. So I only used this to shave, and I think Marilyn gave me a fade touch-up before I left. And then this is always useful daily. I use a water pick right here. This is like one of the best inventions on the world for oral health. Put that back there. And then this is just my accessory box for like all the power and cables and stuff that I have. And so you can see that I've got, this goes together for my laptop to power it. I've got different variations of plugs here to plug in on the plane or wherever I'm at. Got a mouse that I have, mouse wrist pad. I've got a charger for my phone, more of these things right here. And then another one right there, which is those retractable plugs. They come in handy. I have an extension cord. I did not use that, but I have that just in case. Sometimes you never know, especially with the CPAP, there might not be a plug that's close by. And then these are the plugs that are used for my monitor to hook up to power, as well as my laptop to carry the signal. And then these are just a little, I had brought an adapter, not an adapter, but we went on a ATV adventure, and I brought a clip to be able to clip to the bike. I didn't use it, but this is just the breakdown of that. And then of course in here, I've got my mini keyboard. Use this daily. This is great. And what it does, I've showed you guys this before in the past, but it folds out and it works fantastically. And then this is the case, of course, it carries in. And then anything I want to just put in for the plane, like any of these miscellaneous cables or whatever, I have an extra bag here that I use. And then this is my other part of my jump kit for if I get stranded. This has all the basic stuff in it that I need to survive, in the airport. So, this is just eye mask. I keep rubber gloves in there, some of those, some of these gloves right here, silicone gloves. And then I usually have a mask in there, but I use the mask for the ATV adventure, so it's in the wash machine. Then I have other miscellaneous items in here, like hydration, dude wipes, Q-tips, earplugs, that type of stuff. I've got tissue, other things that are here, sanitary wipes, etc. That's all on this side. And then this side here, it's got, I'll show you real quick. Got some deodorant in here. Got some Lysol wipes that I have. This is all just for emergency. And then this is tissue. I got some alcohol in case I need to squirt it on a paper towel and wipe myself down so I don't smell. It really works great for that, or spray it in my shoes or something. This is toilet spray to help keep the plop, plop, fizz, fizz smell down. And then I've got a toothbrush in here. And then this is probably hand cream, that type of stuff. So just all the basics that you need to be able to survive. And then this normally would fit in my other larger suitcase, but I ran out of space. And so I'll show you guys here. For one of the nights, they have pajama night. And so what I ended up doing was I ended up packing all the themes that they have, because they have a pajama night, they have a Scarlet night, which is all red. They have a We Fancy night as well as an 80s night. So I put all those in separate bags so that way I can just grab what I needed. And so this is the pajama night shorts here. Definitely use those. And then this is the shirt that I used for pajama night also. So definitely, this is Virginia is for Lovers shirt right there. And then that's the bag that it comes in. So that takes care of that. Then the other thing is that we had 80s nights. So this is the thing. When we went on the 7-night cruise, we did all the activities, but this time we just were kind of like chill. Like, this is not our first and last Virgin cruise. We want to do some stuff. It's a little bit shorter, so we wanted to kind of relax a little bit. So we opted out of going to the 80s dance party as well as the We Fancy. We didn't dress up for that at all. So this is how I packed, and this is what I brought. So I've got some fancy, if you guys have seen my 80s outfit, I've got some fancy blue glasses that I wear that are 80s style. That's right there. And then I had some headbands, some socks. I've got my gold medallion, which is right there. And then this is my sweatsuit. So I didn't wear that. I have a pager, a beeper, which didn't get used. And then I've got an MTV shirt that didn't get used. And so that's from the 80s. And I've got my sweatpants here. So none of that stuff got used. It all worked out great, and no regrets. We're just chilling. Nobody's tripping over here on this side of the planet. So let me go ahead and jump into the last one we have. Let me kind of bag this down. And I needed to do this today because we're about ready to head out of town. And I need some of the stuff here. Plus I need to get laundry done, you know, all that. And so let me go ahead and show you guys here. This is Big Bertha. And I always have on my luggage, I have one of these retaining straps. So if anything ever happens, let me open the thing up here real quick. Do the code so you guys can't see it. Okay, almost there. Okay, perfect. So I have those retaining straps that are on there to be able to keep them, in case something happens with the suitcase, it won't bust open. We've all seen that before. And so inside the main suitcase, and I think this suitcase was roughly about 60 pounds. I have status on American, so I'm allowed to have up to 70 pounds. You know, so brother's not tripping, so I can get everything into one. I bring my scale with me so I can measure. And then these are all shoes. I'll show you these in a second. So, and I think the insight is next time we go on the cruise, I think if we go on a 7-day cruise or longer, we'll go to all the events because we'll have time to chill. But if we end up going on a short cruise, we'll probably pick like 2 events to go to. And I think we'll probably just choose Scarlet Night as well as we'll do the pajama party for sure. And that'll cut down on some of the stuff I bring. But we'll talk about that in advance. That's something that we discovered this time. So I've got a pair of, let's kind of dig here to the bottom. I've got a pair of extra glasses that are there, sunglasses. I always bring vitamins and, you know, magnesium, that type of stuff. This is apple cider vinegar. I take some of this in the morning and the evening. It helps with urine pH. And then this is my wife's umbrella that she brought it. I told her to bring an umbrella just in case. She used that it didn't rain the whole time that we were wherever we were. She ended up using the umbrella at Bimini because the sun was just crazy that day, and it helped provide additional shade to her. And that's why I was like, bring it to the island. This is my umbrella. It's a little bit larger. Then this is another set of goggles or glass. Actually, this is the glasses that I use for, Marilyn got me these for my birthday. I use these for Scarlet Night. They actually light up, which is really cool. So I definitely enjoyed that. I'm gonna put that in my display case downstairs. And I had a couple extra things of lemon powder right there. And then if you guys are aware from my 80s outfit, like I said, I didn't do any of the 80s stuff at all. We opted that night not to do anything at all. But let me just show you here. This is my cell phone. It's a hell of a prop. So, you know, brought that. Oops. Okay, let's see here. There we go. That's a prop that I use. It's like an 80s brick phone right there. all good. Enjoying that. And then that was the little box I wrapped it in so it wouldn't get damaged. And then this is the grip I brought to use for the ATV. I didn't use it at all. And this is we used this when we were in Cozumel. This is when we did the cave adventure as well as the snorkeling. That's to be able to keep your phone dry. And I had brought this because we're supposed to bring ID and some money with us. I didn't want to carry a whole wallet, so I brought an extra one of those for the trip. And here, actually, hang on a second real quick. I'll be right back. And then this is a snorkel and mask. I did not use these at all. They did provide snorkel. I was going to use the snorkel maybe at Bimini, but there was a lot of jellyfish in the water, so we didn't go out too far. We just kind of hung low. And whenever we travel, I always bring, if there's a chance of rain, I always bring a poncho. Got that right there. And then, so let me just show you here real quick. So this is the pack of lemon juice as well as electrolytes that I brought in. So it's getting pretty empty. I use quite a few of them, and Marilyn used quite a bit of them. We used those specifically when we were headed out to be outside because it was hot, and especially on the islands. So, and then this was my, these are the clothes here that I did not end up using. So I've got an extra t-shirt. That's kind of an overpack. I tried to calculate exactly what I needed. I didn't use this extra set of shorts. So, and then the thing that's nice is that if your clothes are really wrinkled, you can get a steamer on board, or you can just hang them up on a hanger and just stick them in the bathroom, and there's a hook in there, and then take a shower, and then most of the wrinkles will come out the stuff. That's kind of a pro tip. I had brought an extra set of shorts here, so didn't use those. And I don't buy souvenirs often, but I did buy some, they had a first night on the ship, the first 2 nights you get 50% off a second item. So they had these Virgin Voyages pajamas. So I bought these. I'm looking forward to maybe using those on the next trip. We'll see. I'll put those aside and put those over here. I had an extra t-shirt I didn't use, extra pair of underwear didn't use, and then I had 2 sets of socks that a brother didn't use. So that's all good there. And then this is the outfit that I had packed for the fancy night. It's essentially just an all white outfit and with some gold. So I brought some white socks. I have my shorts, and like I said, I didn't use any of this stuff, so I'm gonna throw this over here in the didn't use pile. I brought a matching belt, didn't use that. And this is the jewelry that I wore when we got married, so whenever we have a festive event, I always like to pull it out and bring it. I didn't, and use it, didn't use that. And then I had this belt, which I use for Scarlet Night, that got used. I just put that in here when I was trying to pack everything down. I had to try to consolidate the stuff that hadn't been used. And this is just a white shirt that I had. So, and then these bags here, like I said, they come in extremely handy. And let me just kind of go through here. These are the shoes I had. So these shoes, man, I need to wash them, but they've been all over earth. These are my water shoes. So I wore these on Scarlet Night, and I wore them anytime we were going to go off the ship and be around the water. They're not specifically water shoes, but I bought them off of Temu, and they're very, very comfortable, and they're water resistant. So I need to wash these. Those were great. And inside of here is the little, soles. Need to wash that right there. And then these are my shoes that I had for Fancy Night, and they're gold. And so I've got these for no other reason but to wear them on the ship. And so there they are right there. And like I said, we didn't go to It's Fancy Night, so they didn't get used. So we'll evaluate that next time before we go, and we'll make a decision if we go on another Virgin cruise. Hint, hint, we are. But we'll decide on what we're going to use. And then, and these are my shoes for the 80s. And so I think if we fall back in reality, these theme nights are just parties, and so if you get on the ship and you go do what you got to do and you go eat. Most of these extra events are like at night after 10 o'clock, so it's not like people are walking around all day in their 80s outfit. It's like at 10:30 at night is when they come up, or 11. They're late, and so if you are not specifically there in these spots, you're not going to catch anybody doing anything. But these shoes are what I use for the 80s night, and I love them because they light up. And I think if we're going to do any event, those two we're going to do for sure, but we'll do 80s event because I really like having the 80s outfit and having the shoes. And the first time we went on the cruise, I forgot to charge my shoes, and I went out. I didn't realize that by the time everything was happening, one of the shoes was dead. So that was kind of like a missed cool opportunity, but everybody was digging on the phone that I had, so it's all good. And then so on this side over here, this is just the last bit of stuff for this little gallivant that we had. And so I saved this water bottle. We got this one in Cozumel, and so this was even bigger than the other one when it comes to trying to connect it to my bidet. So, you know, I said, hey, let me go ahead and get this, because it's hard to find water bottles that have this high of a lip on them, which is required. A lot of them are cut down to kind of save on plastic and space. But so I said, let me grab this one, keep this one. And then this is just an extra water bottle that I had with me, just in case. So I'm gonna put that right there. And I think I might actually switch over to this water bottle because I think it holds like 40 ounces. So I can know I have to consume 3 of these a day instead of maybe 4 of those, which gets me to about 120 ounces of water, or like 8 pounds of water to keep everything going. And then we had binoculars. We bought these up in Seattle, I think, when we went to Alaska. I asked Marilyn if she wanted me to bring them. She said, yeah, just in case. So I had them. We didn't use them, but they're there. And so that's a nice little thing right there. And then we stayed in the Yotel and Yotel pad, and then they give you like this extra little kit here to clean. So I always grab this stuff. It's got soap and a little tablet for the dishwasher and a little thing and a bag. So it's like, hey, I always like to grab that stuff. And then from the final bit of stuff here, these are the items that are in, that I actually used and wore. And so these are just multiple things of clothes. These are all dirty. So I wore, you know, these shorts. So those were dirty. Got a pair of underwear here. Those were dirty. Got a t-shirt. Actually, that's underwear, dirty. T-shirt, dirty. Wore that. Another pair of underwear, dirty. And then this is the shorts I wore, which are red shorts. I bought these just before we left. So it's nice to bring as much red stuff as you can. My main colors are red, black, and red, black, and white anyway. But so it was easy to have that. And this is my little laundry bag that I used. So that was all good. And then the remaining stuff here, I'll just show you the clothes. And so I think a couple items I may have washed, but pretty much everything else is what I use. And so this is the shirt I use for Scarlet Night. And I used a pair of black shorts right here with my outfit along with those water shoes. And then a t-shirt and underwear underneath. This is a pair of socks right there. And this is another pair of shorts. Use those. And then this is just a AndreReese.Biz shirt. That's the newest one I have now. That's my new uniform edition. It has a blacked out American flag on the right arm, and then it has the Ceylon flag on the left arm. So that's my uniform. And then this is a t-shirt here, and then this is another pair of socks, and then this is just a regular old school AndreReese.Biz shirt. These things are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and I use those like if we're going to work out, or if we're going to go ashore and we're going to get in the water. You know, I'm not the kind of guy that takes my shirt off. And then this is my mask that I use with my Go kit, but I used it on the ATV. It got really dusty, so I'm going to wash that. And then down to the last couple items here that we got, and then I'll let you guys go, and hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And like I said, these bags were great. you know, for compressing your stuff, especially if you don't have to. The thing about having these bags is that you can compress a lot of stuff, which allows you to carry more things, but you're still up against the limit with the airlines. But like I said, we fly American usually, and I have up to 70 pounds, and I can have 3 bags. So this allows me to overstuff my bags and go above the normal weight limit and not have to worry about anything at all. But the only drawback to it is when we get home, I got to carry these bags up to get to the top floor up here, like 40, 45 plus steps, 30 to get to the main level. So that's the only drawback about it, you know, but you know, it is what it is, you know, so you take the good with the bad. This is another pair of underwear. This is another t-shirt. This is the updated Dre AndreReese.Biz shirt. And then these shorts, these are my swimming trunks. I use these everywhere. I use these in Bimini. I use them and Cozumel. So if we were going to get in the pool on the ship, I would use those also. I did end up washing them one time, and I'll give you guys a little hack. If you end up washing your clothes, they have a little line that's in the shower, but what ends up happening a lot of times is they won't get dry. So you can grab one of the hangers that they have. They have ones that have clips on them, as well as, you know, the traditional hanger. And then I'll hang those on the air conditioner intake, and within a few hours, at least overnight, especially if you wring it out real good, they'll be dried out. So this is my shorts that I wore. You can see some of the sand that's left because I was like dirt bugging it in the sand. This is one of my newest AndreReese.Biz shirts, and I think this is probably one of the old ones here. Yep, an old one. So I had 2 of those and 2 of the other ones, and a pair of socks. That's it. And then this is the newest addition. I had a hat before that I wore. It's really big, and I used this a long time ago to try to climb Mission Peak. It's got a super big brim on it. The brim is maybe like 15 feet, or 15 inches, you know, or not that long. It's probably like 10 inches all the way around. So it's huge, at least twice as big as what this is here. So I bought a brand new hat on Amazon. I don't remember what I paid for this one, but this is for big heads, you know, hey, big head. And I love wearing this. I wore this on the ship, and when we kicked it and we hung out, and I wore it off the boat, it was great. I really enjoyed this hat, you know, immensely. So, you know, I'm gonna take and wash that so it's ready to go. And then the last thing we got here is, actually second to last thing, I have this backpack. And this is my Go Ashore backpack. And the backpack is expandable, but it also rolls down. This one is 100% waterproof, and it has a lot of volume. So when we go off the boat, we got to carry stuff around, and we don't want to get wet, or we don't want to get, you know, damaged with the sand or whatever. I'll take this backpack for sure and make that happen. And then this is the final thing here, which is my toiletries. And like I said, pretty much all this stuff that you see here, except for a few miscellaneous tech items, and the shoes, of course, for those 2 events, and then the pile of clothes over there are the ones that I didn't use at all on the ship. Pretty much everything else was used nicely and consistently. So it is kind of hard to anticipate, but like I said, we have a new procedure that we're going to use going forward, where we know in advance if we're going to, you know, try to attend all these events or not. And so this is just my toiletry bag. And so I've got, I use separate soap to wash my butt. And then these are, I travel with my own shower mitts. So definitely use that. Definitely use the butt soap, of course. I've got deodorant, use that. I've got hair conditioner, use that. This is leave-in for all day. This is moisturizing lotion. They don't have lotion in the room. And then this is, they've got shampoo and all that, but conditioner and body wash, but they don't have lotion in there that's included. And then this is just toothpaste. I've got, this is just alcohol if I need it to freshen up with, or spray in my shoes. So all the stuff here I've used. This is coconut oil, if you know, you know. And then what is this here? This is hair and body wash. Did not use that because, you know, they have all that stuff on the ship. And then hydrocortisone cream. I've got that. I think I got that in Ghana. Did not use it. I got stung by a couple jellyfish you know, but I didn't end up using it. The sting went away. And then this is just tweezers, you never know. Didn't use those at all. And then the last bit of stuff here is we used a sunscreen. This is like 50, definitely use that. This is just, you know, fingernail clippers. You never know, you might get a hangnail. I cut my nails before I go, my toenails, but I have that just in case. Didn't end up using it. And then we have, this is Peacekeeper is what I call it. You spray this in the air after you take a poop. It's great. It's almost out, so I have an extra one here. We didn't make it to the new bottle. Didn't use the bug spray. Actually, I did. We did use the bug spray when we were out in Cozumel, you know, but we didn't use it in Bimini, you know. Didn't have any problems with mosquitoes, that type of stuff. This is just to hang up my gloves in the shower. Didn't need that because they already have hooks in there. And then this is laundry soap. I did use this laundry soap when we were, because we stayed in the hotel. It had a wash machine and dryer. So what I ended up doing was I ended up washing the clothes I wore to Miami, and then I wore the same ones to get onto the ship, so they were clean. That way I can pack one less set of clothing. And then this is just cologne. Sprayed that on a couple times, smelling good. This is just Q-tips, and then a flosser, extra one there. And what is this stuff here? I forgot what this was. Ah, shoot, I forgot what this was. It's something. Oh, this is, I use purple shampoo and conditioner, and it helps your hair, if you've got silver or gray, to stand out. It just kind of adds like an offsetting color. And then this is toothpaste we got from Herbal from Taiwan, not Taiwan, but Thailand. Didn't use it. This is extra Vaseline, didn't use that. And then I didn't use the charger here to charge my toothbrush up. All good. It's nice to have it just in case it runs down. You're not trying to brush teeth on manual mode. Then the last couple things here, I've got this just in case we're someplace. I've got a spoon and a knife and a fork. I've had a need before to have something. This is a backup one that's biodegradable. And then this is to keep my shoes clean, the white part of it. Band-Aid. I had busted my knuckle up, and so Marilyn gave me a Band-Aid, but I didn't end up using it. Then I've got an extra one of these here, which it will get my system going. I got that in Thailand. So that's it. That's everything. So if you want to see pretty much everything here I used, except for, where's the other shoes at? So this is just a mess, but you know, it is what it is. The brother will make it happen. So pretty much everything that you see here I used, and you know, all these different items, these larger suitcases. I think that if I had not had packed these shoes and these extra clothes, because we ended up, you know, not doing these other events, I might have been able to go down to my medium-sized bag. But you know, it's all good, you know, so I probably could have made it all fit. But like I said, my goal is to try to pack just what we need. And this is the other stuff over here, that this stuff is all used. Those are all my dirty clothes that need to get washed. And then these are the other items over here, of course, as well. So we had a great time on the cruise. We will definitely try to make adjustments. Marilyn brought a lot less stuff, and so she immediately adjusted from the first time we went to this time. There was a lot of things that she didn't bring, and there's some silky type flowy dresses that packed down really small that she used as substitute for a number of things. And so she didn't bring as much stuff this time around either. So my goal is to try to pack down a little bit smaller next time and try to calculate. And like I said, we have this, we're at the status now with Virgin Voyages where we've gone on 2 cruises. So the next cruise, we now are eligible for the Blue Extras. And so, and what I've decided to do from now on, whenever we do go on a Virgin cruise out of Miami, we will always go to the Yotel pad because they have a washer and dryer. That way we can wash clothes before we get on the ship. And so like this time of year, we flew one day in before the actual cruise happened. And we figured it was going to be safe, but there was like a huge thunderstorm that came through. There was a whole bunch of flight cancellations, and we're in a Facebook group and people were kind of tripping. So we were just like, man, that's crazy. So I was a little bit worried, but everything worked out for us. So like I said, when we got to the Yotel pad, which is a great central location, and it's only like $15 to get to the port in an Uber, it worked out where I was able to wash clothes and get them going. But if we're going to fly there anytime when there's a risk of like weather, let's say we're going to go like in Thanksgiving or Christmas or do another Valentine's Day cruise or whatever it might be, we want to fly in 2 days ahead of time. That way, if anything happens, with weather or snow or whatever, we still have like an extra day to try to get there if we need to. And so by staying in the Yotel pad, I can wear 2 days worth of clothes and then wash those before we get on the ship, which will allow me to have less clothes to use. And the same thing also with Maryland. But what I was trying to get to is that we're at the status now where we're Blue Extras coming up on 3 cruises. And so when you have 3 cruises, you have, you get a few perks. You get to get a bag of laundry that they will wash for you, which is great. And so now we can even bring less clothes because we can just bring half of the clothes. Like half of the stuff over here I can bring, because most of this is like the day-to-day stuff. I can leave it and have them wash it. You get like a really, really large bag, and same thing with Maryland. So we can cut down on the amount of clothes that we need to bring. And then, and so that's like the third and the fourth cruise that we would take. We would have that benefit of being able to get a bag of laundry. Is it this one? Oh no, you know what it is? I think once you cross 5 cruises, I think you get a bag of laundry. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. But we have we did a Blue Extras upgrade where they give us additional status, because we already had status with American and Delta. And then on the Blue Extras coming up, they're going to allow us to have 2 bags of laundry. So we may have an unfair advantage here. Don't quote me, I don't remember offhand. But that's it, guys. So if you guys decide to go on Virgin or any other cruise line, just kind of look ahead and see what you need to bring, and try to bring the least amount of stuff as possible. If you can. I have a tendency to have to carry more stuff because I work and I've got to carry a large laptop and 2 monitors and that type of stuff. But just adjust yourself to whatever works for you. And I hope that in the end you have a wonderful and fantastic vacation, whatever cruise line you decide to go on. Like I said, at this point, we are sold on Virgin. Virgin is our cruise line. I hate to say this, but F them kids. So, the adult experience is incredible. And I'll tell you, we don't feel like on this time of the ship, there is so much stuff that we have not done. And we did not feel like we had to do everything because we're going to be back for other cruises. Their ships are all similar. And so as we go along, we will discover more and more things to do that will be exciting. I think the one thing that we did this time that we haven't done before is that we did. We went to a comedy show on the first one, and it wasn't the best in the world. But this time around, there was this guy named Ken Boyd, and we went to his first comedy show, and he sat in the front. I got heckled. He is a fantastic comedian, one of the best I've seen at sea, and definitely holds his own on shore. And the nice thing about him is that every one of his comedy shows are different, and they build on the other one. And so it's not like the same knock jokes over and over like 5 times. So we try to do everything we can do to go see all of the shows. We end up seeing 3 out of 5. 2 of the shows he had were taking place while we were ashore, so we didn't get to see them at all. But would definitely highly recommend, if you do become a Virginite and you start loving hanging out on Virgin, find your groove and just realize that it's not the last cruise that you're going to go on. So don't feel like you have to do everything. And then and one thing I saw, a lot of folks on the cruise ship, in the Facebook group, they were having like regrets and withdrawals and going through depression. the thing you got to do is, you know, before you get off the ship, find another cruise you want to go on and book it, and then so that way you can stay in the Virgin spirit, you know. And so we have other ones that are booked in the future, and so like I said, we're not tripping. We don't feel like we have to do more than we need to do, but you know, everybody's allowed to make it happen the way that they want to. So I just want to kind of just show you guys this. So whatever cruise we go on next, I will definitely show you guys what we end up bringing for that one as well. But like I said, guys, take care, enjoy your life. Find out what makes you happy, and you're going to have an epic, joyful, and exciting life. We found joy sailing here with Virgin, and if you guys ever decide you want to try Virgin, reach out to me. One of Marilyn's friends is going on Virgin in a couple of weeks, and we didn't realize that they have a referral program. There's a link we can send you that has a code, and if you decide to do that, you get an extra $150 worth of bar tab credit. And the drinks are usually like $10, $11, $12, so you can get like 10 drinks for that, and then we get an extra $150 worth of bar tab credit while we're on board. So let us know, guys. Take care, peace, and if you enjoyed this video, and if there's anything you thought I should have brought or didn't bring or brought too much of, let a brother know in the comments. Appreciate you guys. Peace. In my life. Shit. Okay. My brother fell. This is black ice. Okay. All right, I'm okay. All systems check. All right, I'm good. So let me just penguin it.